What's up guys, let's go ahead and do another review. Today we got the Dauntless Wax Cream. We already took a look at their matte paste as well as the Tribute Pomade, which is an unorthodox water-based formula. I'm excited to try out this wax cream as well as the original pomade as well, which is this one. So that's something we're going to take a look in the near future. Today we got the wax cream. Pretty much going to do the usual design of the jar, application process, how it styles, how it endures throughout the day, and basically my final thoughts on it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the jar. Okay, so the Dauntless Wax Cream comes in a 4-ounce plastic container with an aluminum top. We get pretty much the same aesthetics as the other two. Let me see. So if I pull up the pomade right now, you see that it's essentially the same, with the differentiation being the actual wording and the colors. So if you guys wanted, I guess, a unified presentation in your restroom, this would be a good way to go. We get a fairly shiny label with a matte black background. It's nice. As I mentioned before, kind of reminds me of the Axe product line from way back when. I'm actually not sure if they're still going, but whatever the case, let's go ahead and take a look at inside the jar. So opening the jar, we see that it's a fairly creamy and waxy product, hence the name, a wax cream. Scooping it out is fairly easy. The consistency is very similar to a lotion. It's very soft, very airy and fibrous. Just so you guys know, this middle scoop is Mike's scoop. I'm gonna try and get James's scoop, and then hopefully resale value is off the charts. But let's go ahead and do application process. Alright, let's go ahead and do the application. So opening the jar, you're gonna get a whiff of a very light, very not heavy, but a medium weight cologne kind of scent. It's definitely not my type of scent that I typically like. I usually err on the side of a more natural, woodsy, citrusy, sweet scent. This, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the scent itself. It's a little bit strong, and usually I'm just not used to a cologne scent. Maybe that's why I don't like it. But for those of you guys who like a pretty decent smell, a decent smelling product, this could be a good fit. So as we mentioned, it is a wax cream, very creamy consistency. Scooping it out, I'm not even putting pressure on it, it's coming out. So spreading it around, it pretty much dries up at that point. It's very quick. As with most waxy products, you'll have a fairly dry application process, which means there's going to be a little bit of tugging and pulling, and that's essentially what we get here. But it's not as bad as Dax wax cream, or not Dax wax, is that what it was called? Well, so we're going to use about 2 scoops. Let's see what we can do. Alright, it's a fairly dry product. It's got a good amount of oils in it. I can feel my hair kind of clumping together. So it's going to be a natural shine finish, which means a very, very light shine to it. If you're wanting more of a complete matte product with that sense of naturalness, it's not going to be this one. This will give you a bit of a sheen into your hair, I suppose. So fairly slick in general. It's very dry. Let's see what we can do in terms of combing. I mean, this one I can definitely go as a finger comb. Let's see. Cool. Let's see this. You guys take a look. It responds fairly well. You get fairly nice texture. It's a solid medium to firm hold. The dryness will definitely keep your hair up. So You guys like my haircut? Definitely messed up on that point. But you know what? I'm not risking that Rona, man. So let's go ahead and comb and see what we get. So combing it, you get fairly fine comb lines. Definitely more on like an oily side rather than a waxy side of a pomade. See, things are held up fairly nicely still. In terms of getting volume, let's see. I could use a blow dryer, but don't feel like it right now. And from what I've seen online, a lot of you have mentioned that it is a fairly good pre-styler. Honestly, any product could be a pretty good pre-styler, just given how you're using it. If you're just going to be combining two products together, obviously one product's going to be either functioning a lot better, or they just create a mixture that works well for you. But I ain't gonna try and complicate things. Pre-styler, post-styler, mid-styler, whatever the styler you want to do, this can function as any of those. So they will call it there. So we get fairly good styling. To sum things up real quick, we get a fairly low shine. As it's described, it's a natural shine, super low sheen to it. It's a fairly dry product. The oils do offset that dryness. Definitely reminds me of the Dax Grooming Clean, where you get this like heavyweight kind of dryness from the product, but it still kind of retains some of that like oil based features that you would get from like Murray's or something. Those were the, oh man, that brings me back. But we get a little bit of strays here and there, but I mean, I can live with it. Overall, initial impressions are it's pretty solid. I know some of you guys have mentioned that it could function pretty well as a pre-styler. In my eyes, I think almost anything can be a pre-styler, anything can be a post-styler. Just depends on how you want to use it, what you combine it with, and there's so many variations that honestly I don't really pay attention to what's a pre-styler, what's a post-styler, like all that good jazz. But I can see why it is considered a good pre-styler. It does provide a huge amount of like hold, setting the foundation for whatever other product you might be using. So I mean, by itself it's functioning fine. So I don't know what you guys are trying to do, trying to create like the ultimate product or something, but we'll go ahead and get throughout the day and then we'll get back to finishing this review. All right, see you guys in a bit. All right, welcome back guys. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. We're on about hour, I think 7 or 8, and this is what we get. So throughout the day I did definitely like restyle things just to keep things in place. Considering how light the product is, it does shift out of place, and with I guess most dry products, this is my experience, things just kind of like loosen up. It gets very airy and things just kind of flop over, especially if you have longer hair. So if you guys take a look, it's usually right in the middle. If you consider the shape of the head, the hair just kind of falls in line with where the curvature of the head like happens. So I usually get like a mid part or very close to a mid part. If you guys check a lot of the vids, my hair gets pretty heavy and wavy like just around here. So let's see. So if I do that, you can already see like the separation right there. Like I don't really comb that or really part it that way. So if the product is not heavy enough, that usually is what happens, just because I can't weigh my hair to the opposite side. With a good solid strong hold, I can kind of offset that, but typically I need the weight of the product to do that. If you guys take a look, we get a pretty solid firm strong hold, a very small amount of shine. I definitely say it's on the drier side of products, even though like considering there's a bit of oil in it, my hair does feel a bit like more brittle than when we started. So I mean, that's pretty much it. The scent is gone at this point. Restyling it is fairly easy, but word of caution is that with drier products, the more you mess with it, the more strays are gonna form. My theory is you're just kind of like scraping the product off your hair, leaving like basically your hair exposed, so nothing holding it down. It's gonna go party and just kind of stick out. Restyling, it's like good. I'd say it's still like 90-95% there. Let's see the texture. Still a small amount of shine. Cool. And there you guys have it. That's the Dauntless wax cream. Next time we'll go over the pomade. Oh shoot, I always forget this. The rinsability of this. As with most water soluble products, it is definitely washable and rinsable. I recommend definitely doing a shampooing. There are oils and waxes. Again, given that it's water soluble, not everything gets like rinsed off. Most of it does, but if you guys want more of like a clean slate, one shampoo will do you good. And I think that's pretty much it. So next time we'll be reviewing their pomade, and I think that's all 4 products. One thing I didn't review is the grooming oil, but right now we're just gonna focus on this. So peace out, guys.